Hi everyone, this is Clara with Card Stampin' with Clara, and I'm coming to you again from North Carolina. I appreciate you joining me today. I've been a little off schedule lately, but I'm trying to get back into my groove of one set of cards each week. I think I missed last week, but I will try to do better in the future. Nevertheless, we're going to get started here. I've got a new host code. 6Z4C29WT. Also, I've got this cute little set of cows. It's called Over the Moon. So this is the card we're going to be making today. I hope you like it. A lot of these this week are going to be note cards, but this one particularly is going to be a get well card. It says, if hugs and kisses could cure you, you'd be immune to everything. Feel better soon. So this is our card for today. And I'm going to show you the set. This is called Over the Moon. And I have to tell you, my husband is been a dairy farmer for most of his life. And he's no longer a dairy farmer now, but cows are dear to him, I promise you. Anyway, so we kind of like this little set. I'm using this little cow particularly, and I've used the others too and these other cards. It's a nice clean set. We've got the sentiments: over the moon for you, you're utterly fantastic, dream big, and cows it going. So anyway, a little corny pun there. I'm also going to be using the stitched label framelits, which were one of my favorites. This particular set, Over the Moon, does not come with dies. So I'm using this one, as you've seen me use before. It's one of my favorites. And this is such a nice set. This round one with the cutouts, and then over on the back I've got another tag and some different edging. So if you need a good, stable, decorative kind of label, of different sizes, there's 3 different sizes in here. It's just a great set to have. So I'm going to be using, or I use that to cut the cow out, I should say. And then I'm using the Sentiment Healing Hugs, this little sentiment out of the Healing Hugs stamp set. So those are what we're going to use today, and I'm going to show you each one of these cards, and then we'll put together the one I just showed you. This one says, party till the cows come home, and I made a little band to go around it. It opens like this, and then on the inside I stamped a couple of cows, and I embossed them with white embossing powder, and cut out some little balloons and what have you. So just fold it back up like this, and it will slide right back on, and it makes a different kind of card if you like that sort of thing. It's real easy to make, nothing hard about it. And I used some of the new DSP, the new colors that we got this year for the next 2 years. There's 5 new colors. And there's a pack of DSP with this check, and then some other kinds of designs too to go with it. But anyway, that's one option. This one has also got some of the new DSP with just some writing on it. And I thought that this black looked pretty against this color, and I just decided to emboss the cows on white. There again, put a little bow on what I perceive to be the female cow. And the inside, you can just write whatever you want. So that's what I said. Several of these, because of the nature of these cards, I did not try to put sentiments on. This one is one that I made. It says you're utterly fantastic. And it's got the little bull and the little cow. And it's obviously he's in love, so there you go. And I put a little heart on the inside of this one. So this is another one of our new colors. I'm not going to try to name all of them to you right now, but you can see how pretty they are. This one says it's over the moon for you, or over the moon for you. So we've got the little lovesick cow sitting up on the moon and a little heart on the inside. All right, here's another orientation. It says you're utterly fantastic. Put a little ribbon on this one, did it in a different color. And like I said, some of these are just note cards. You can write anything that you want to on the inside of them. But that's something I did a little different. And I thought this little lovesick cow could also serve as a dreamer. So on this one, I put dream big, put him up on a mound of grass, and it's very simple. Put a few stars like he's dreaming way out in La La Land. And there again, you can send that to a graduate or, you know, somebody starting a business, whatever. And this one says, "How's it going?" And it's got one of the nested dies that I used on this one, and some of the linen ribbon. I guess you call it ribbon, but anyway. So there you go. Those are the options that I came up with this little set. You can do them in any kind of colors you want to, and give them all kinds of a different look. So here's the little card for today. And here's my little packet that you have probably grown to expect if you've been following me any. All right. On the little cow here, after I stamped her, or stamped him, excuse me, I used blend markers to color. This one was the little boots are Mossy Meadow to match the paper, the cardstock. This is the bronze blends that I did the little hoofs and the horns. I used the smoky slate, the darker smoky slate. You can use the black, and I know black and white cows are Holsteins, and they're black and white. They're not kind of gray and white. But if you use the real dark, it's just a little harder to see the features. That's the reason for you know, using this smoky slate. I also used a little pink Pirouette just because that was the color I happened to have. That is not available anymore, but there are other shades of pink that are. And I used a light pumpkin and I believe a daffodil delight, dark daffodil to color in the center. And then the leaves are also colored with these blends. Now, if you're not familiar with blends, let me just pull one out here for you. This is the light Mossy Meadow. And this is the one of the pink Pirouettes. I guess that's the way you say it. And one other thing that's really nice to have when you're using the blends is this color lifter. If you bobble outside the line. The only thing about these, if you can color, you can use them. You just don't want to get too much ink right near the lines because sometimes it does spread a little bit. So you want to drive real easy and go real light when you're getting started with these. I'll show you, it's got two tips. This is the kind of the painting end. It puts out more of the color. And then this is, I think I called a bullet end. And it's just rounded and it puts out less. So hopefully you can see those. And like I said, there's nothing fancy about the color and you just have to drive easy with these. And I just wanted you to see what they look like. Okay, now then. The next thing that I have here is a piece of the Magnolia Lane DSP, and it matched this Mossy Meadow so well. I thought it was a nice, simple design, and you can see on the back what it looks like. This one is 2 1/4 by 4.5 inches. It's what I cut this to be. Then I took this Whisper White baker's twine. And I taped one end and just went around it 3 times and then taped the other end. And kind of worked it up a little bit towards the top where it crosses. And I stuck a little glue dot right there. And that way it helps to hold it in place. So you got tape on the back and you got a little glue dot right there to help hold it. And I tied a little bow that we're going to lay right on top of that in a little bit. So again, this piece is 2 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'll put this on my website. And this will be the featured card for the week. This one is measuring 3 3/4 by 5. Usually I cut my layer about 5 1/4 by 4. But this time I wanted a bolder border around it. So that was the reason for the change in the size there. And then the inside, we have a piece of the Mossy Meadow cardstock. And it's cut the 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this one is cut 3 3/4 by 5 and stamped in Mossy Meadow with the sentiment, if hugs and kisses could cure you, you'd be immune to everything, feel better soon. And as always, we have the card base, which is 5 1/4, 5 1/2, and this is 8 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. So, like I said, you don't have to get it all written down. You can go to my website and you can print out a PDF so that you'll have what you need when the time comes. All right, what I'm going to do first is once you get everything prepared, and you can see what I went ahead and prepared, the things that take, you know, a little time, the coloring and what have you. The first thing I wanted to do was to glue this with the Tombow glue to the layer of Mossy Meadow. So, you know, as long as you've got coordinating colors and you coordinate your cow, it doesn't matter what color you use. I mean, you can use anything. I just saw this and I thought that'll look good with the Mossy Meadow. Cows are out in the green grass, and, you know, it kind of seemed to fit in my mind anyway. So we'll put a little glue on the back and just bump across those places where the baker's twine is. So you know, just kind of touch them. You want them glued down, but you don't want to reposition them any from the back. And that little piece of tape will never show, so I'm just going to leave it right on there. Let's see if I can spread that out just a little bit so that I don't have any gush out in the corners. Looks like I got plenty in there. Okay. All right, I'm going to line this up with a border, and I'm going to try to make sure that my border is similar, as close as I can get it, at the top and the side and the bottom. All right, I believe that'll be good. And I'm just going to kind of pat that because I don't want to dislodge the baker's twine. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this piece. I'm going to go ahead and put my put it on my card base. Well, this will be okay too. I hope everyone's having a good week. It seems lately it has just been incredibly busy around here. I've had some extra work to do for my husband. I help him with his business, and I do some book work, and he's wanted some extra things done, and I just can't seem to reach these days to do what I'd like to do. Sometimes I say I wear many hats and I'm good for nothing. You know what they say, a jack of all trades and good for nothing. I have my little grandson part of a day, well, half a day now, 4 days a week, and all day on Wednesdays, and then I have the help that I have to help my husband out a little bit. And it's just just busy. I guess that's all I want to say. Not complain. It's always good to be able to do something. Being busy is a good thing. All right, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this because I think it will help to lift up the little cow a little bit. And two, if you've got an uneven surface where you're going to put it on, the dimensionals seem to help to lay that out so that it helps to even it out. That's what I want to say. Okay, I'm going to put about 6 on this. 3 at the top, 3 on the bottom, and then maybe 3 more in the middle. I believe I did last night. We'll put 9 on it instead of 6. Because we don't want that cow to be sagging in the middle. Whoops. There. I didn't have it twisted good. All right. There's some things going on at Stampin' Up! Right now that you should know about. It's bonus days for the month of July. There's still some time left. For every $50 that you spend in July, you get a $5 coupon, or actually it comes in the email, and you can use it in August to buy something. So that's always nice. If you spend $50 with me, the first order, I will give you a Memento ink pad. And if you already have one of Tuxedo Black, then I will give you a refill. And the reason I do that is because you need the Memento Black, or the Memento Tuxedo Black, to use with your blends. You don't want to stamp in something else. Okay, let me get my trusty little tweezer here and sort of judge distance. All right, there we go. And like again, I pat that down. All right, before we put on the bow, the last thing, let's go ahead and fix the inside. Like I said, these cards are not difficult to make, and I think they're attractive, and I love the creative process. It has been the best thing for me over the last year to learn how to do some of these things. It's always nice to get a card. It's nice for somebody to get one from you. And they seem to appreciate it so much, especially a handmade one. I never dreamed that it would be that way, but it has been. Okay. All right, let's see here. See how Clara's eyesight is today. Not too good, doesn't look like. I hope I haven't already pressed that down too far. Try to ease that up without damaging the thing. Well, sometimes it's like this, folks. I'm not going to cut it out. I could edit it out, put you in another segment, and make it look like this never happens, but it does. Sometimes, as they say in the country, you just have to lick that calf over. I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, especially if you're not a country girl, but that's a saying for if you don't get it right the first time, you got to do it again. So, since I didn't get it right the first time, I'm going to do it again. I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect. I'm not. And I'm not going to pretend that I always get it right, because I don't. So, like it me or not, it's all the same. You're going to get the truth. All right. Now, that was not the prettiest process, but it still looks nice. And what I'm going to do, because I got some glue, I have got a little glue, a little eraser. It erases glue. Isn't this the neatest little thing? I didn't get much on it, but I don't want any on it, so. Well, maybe I don't even have enough. I thought I felt it, but what you do is you just take this little thing and turn it on its side. Unfortunately, you can't get this from Stampin' Up. I learned about it somewhere else. But I could not make cards without it, without losing a lot of my work. If you get just a tiny little bit, that glue just rolls up. It's an amazing thing. All right. Now then, we can move forward to the last step here on the inside. All right. I'd appreciate it if you stop in and check my website out. I try to keep some up-to-date information there that would help you. And just look around and click on the links and see what you think. Leave me a comment. What would be, I mean, if there's something that would be helpful to you, let me know by all means. Okay, all right, there we go. There's the inside. There's the outside. All we lack is one little bow, which I don't tie bows on camera now. I've got a little thing that I can tie bows with. There, there's been a snake that bit me. Looking for my glue dots everywhere, and there they were, right under my hand. I hope I'm not the only person that does that. All right. I find sometimes it's easier to put the glue dot down where you want the bow than trying to attach it to the bow. Now, if that's not enough, I may add some. But right there's my little bow. And if you're like me and you have a difficult time just tying a bow out of thin air, let me show you what I've got. There again, I'm not trying to promote other companies' products, but this is called a bow-it-all. And like for this one, I use these two. And you just go take your thread around these little pegs and it holds it for you, or your ribbon. You see all these different sizes, you know, you can just put your pegs wherever you want them and it'll hold it in place while you tie it off. So, and there's great videos as to show you how to do this. So that's what I use. And there again, that has to be bought somewhere else. All right, folks. Here we go. A little cow, and hopefully it would cheer someone up. These little cows are cute, I have to admit. I like them, and I had other people seem to really like them too. So anyway, if you would, check that subscribe button if you hadn't thought to do it. And I will try to be back in a week this time. Like I said, I have been a little off track, and I apologize. I'm not making excuses. I want to get back on track and stay up with this like I was doing. So, you folks have a good week. I appreciate you stopping in. May the good Lord bless and keep you and your family this week. And I'll be back and we will have another tutorial. So, thank you again. Bye-bye.